If you're wondering how to make a narcissist miserable, the surface-level solution is really quite simple. Don't give them what they want. The whole crux of narcissism is, I am special and I am superior, because I'm a god. With the narcissist's mantra comes extreme entitlement and superiority. They genuinely believe, in their false reality, that they are better than everybody else, and deserve nothing less than a royal approach. As we well know, narcissists do absolutely nothing to warrant such grand treatment and gestures. However, they believe that they are worthy just for merely existing. It's all rather infuriating to be around, especially when you fall prey to their behavior. The trick is in looking right through their false charade, and refusing to play along, without saying a word. Here's how to make a narcissist miserable and retain your power. 1. Don't give them any attention. As we know, narcissists absolutely thrive on attention. It's their lifeblood. Positive attention is when people shower them with admiration, gift them with compliments, and are fully focused on them when they're talking, usually about themselves. It makes them feel like they're the absolute center of the universe, which is where they think their rightful position is. Negative attention comes in the form of chaos, drama and arguments. The narcissist loves this type of attention just as much, because it makes them feel incredibly powerful. If they can cause such emotional reactions in others, they must be extremely important and worthy. It makes them feel alive and confirms that they truly do exist. Narcissists will often create chaos out of thin air when they're low on supply, because they cannot stand sinking back into themselves. It's an uncomfortable reminder of their deep shame and self-loathing. So, in an instant, they'll explode that energy outwards, and dump all of the things they do not wish to feel, onto somebody else. As a result, they'll be rewarded with a hit of their drug, narcissistic supply, and be the full focus of someone else's time, energy and headspace. Narcissists are absolutely miserable when they're not being given any attention. 2. Hold firm boundaries. Remember the godlike superiority that narcissists have? Well, because of that, they despise the boundaries of others. In fact, they think that all of the rules and laws on planet Earth do not apply to them. Since they're the center of the universe and sit above us peasants, they believe that all of those rules exist for us and not them. The only clear way to not have a narcissist railroad you, and disrespect all of your boundaries, is to set them and hold firm with them. Narcissists are used to manipulating their way through life, and getting people to drop their boundaries, just through sheer exhaustion. Giving in to the narcissist ends up being far easier than holding the fort. You can expect absolutely no respect from a narcissist, particularly when it comes to your needs and limits. They will test your limits like no other, just to conquer you and your boundaries as a power play. How to make a narcissist miserable, is to set boundaries from self-love and hold them firm. The narcissist will be left spitting fire. 3. Use no as a complete sentence. Following on from the setting of boundaries, narcissists do not like the word no. It only exists in their vocabulary for them to use, not for anybody else. They are accustomed to everyone walking on eggshells around them, and bending to their will. A really powerful way, when it comes to making a narcissist miserable, is to not go along with their false reality. Get used to saying, no thanks, without the need to defend or explain yourself. You are well within your rights to follow your own guidance, and not that of the controlling narcissist. However, be prepared for them to pull out every tactic in the book, so they can manipulate you into doing what they want. The stronger you are in your decision, the madder the narcissist will get. 4. Defeat them. Narcissists are the absolute worst losers on the planet. Their ego is extremely competitive, and is constantly whispering in the narcissist's ear, that they must win at everything to retain their throne. On top of that, narcissists are completely entitled, and cannot fathom that there is anyone else out there who's better than them at anything. Their superiority complex oozes out of them, whenever they are in a position of going head-to-head with someone else. Whether it be a board game, sporting match, trivia night or a task at work. In fact, narcissists are so competitive, they'll even be competing with you in everyday life, without you ever realizing there was a competition to be had. How to make a narcissist miserable is to beat them at something. Whether it's a game, hobby, social status, financial success, appearances, popularity, career achievements or material wealth. The narcissist cannot accept losing on any level, because that goes against their whole reality of being amazing, special and perfect. If they admit defeat, they are effectively admitting that their entire false self is not real. 5. Completely cut them out. The narcissist assumes that if they've been able to love bomb you into their web and control you once, they believe you're theirs forever. Even if the narcissist discards you, they never deem you to be completely gone. They've just placed you up on a shelf for later use and abuse. But if you go no contact and totally cut them out forever, that's a surefire way to make a narcissist miserable. You see, they don't think you really mean to eliminate them for good. They believe they'll be able to manipulate you into letting them back in. Not that their behavior will change for the better, or that they've learned any lessons. In fact, if you did allow them back into your life, they'd punish you even harder for daring to let your loyalty towards them waver. But when it becomes obvious that you're not breaking no contact, and you'll never again put up with their BS, that's when they'll really freak out at their complete loss of control. Refusing the narcissist's Hoover attempts will drive them wild. 6. Make them irrelevant. Narcissists need attention and validation to feed their false selves. They need others to be consistently focusing on them so that they can feel worthy, special and powerful. As we've established, they don't care if it's good attention or bad attention, it all works for them. As long as they're constantly monopolizing your headspace and energy, they'll be getting supply from you. My absolute favorite tactic for making a narcissist miserable is by making them completely irrelevant in your world, which is a narcissist's worst nightmare. This will start to happen naturally, as you stop ruminating over all of the narcissist's behaviors and shift the focus onto yourself. As you pull your energy back from them, they'll most likely feel it on a psychic level, and probably lash out at you harder, or up the ante by attempting to hoover you back into their abuse cycle. Without your attention and life force energy, narcissists become irrelevant, and will be left with no choice but to prey on someone else. 7. Your happiness and success. Narcissists have such a superiority complex, that they genuinely think they are the reason for the success and happiness of other people. They will not hesitate to tell you, "You'd be nothing without me. I'm the reason you have everything you've got. Good luck making things work without me." The even crazier truth is the complete opposite. When you've got a narcissist in your life, draining your life force energy, invalidating your every move and crushing your self-worth, your limits are pretty slim. However, once you've removed the leech, you have so much more energy, time, resources, strength, confidence and motivation to achieve many of the things you only ever previously dreamed of. A fantastic way to make a narcissist miserable is to move forward in your life and be really, genuinely happy and successful. They cannot stand it because deep inside, they know that they need others for their own survival. And they resent you for that. Without having a connection with their own inner being, they will never be able to feel the happiness that you can experience. 8. Set consequences for their actions. Narcissists do not like to be held to account in any shape or form. In their reality, they don't play by the rules, they write them, then change them constantly to suit their ever-changing agenda. If you really want to know how to make a narcissist miserable, rageful and smoking at the ears, set consequences for their actions. They will work to wear you down and gaslight you, so that you fold under their pressure and lift the consequences, but do not budge. The idea of the consequence isn't to punish the narcissist, but to stand in your own power and self-worth, to show them that you're not sacrificing yourself anymore to play their games. 9. Use facts. Let's be honest, narcissists do not deal in the world of facts. Their entire existence is established through false perspectives, lies and trickery. You'll notice that when you're having a conversation with a narcissist, they spend a lot of time painting elaborate images and convincing people of their version of events. They'll get you caught up in rambling communication, seamlessly bouncing between incongruent topics to create confusion. The narcissist's game is built on delusion, there's nothing truthful about any of it. An almost entertaining angle for making a narcissist miserable is to use facts, which cannot be denied. When you approach a conversation with a narcissist armed with cold hard facts, that are unable to be twisted or manipulated, they will crumble. They do not know how to work in that world, and their toddler tactics and tantrums hold no credence. 10. Be spontaneous. Narcissists can thrive on spontaneous behavior for themselves, if there's something in it for them. However, they fully expect everyone else around them to stick to their roles and not deviate from them. Maybe it's become the thing that you make a roast every Sunday, even though it was never an agreed upon event. Then one week you decide to do something else, or go out with your friends instead. The narcissist will totally have their nose out of joint, because the role they've painted for you is enmeshed with, every Sunday you cook me a roast. They won't like this spontaneous behavior, because they will feel like they're losing the grip on control. So, they'll make you feel ashamed, or guilty for doing something different, and coerce you back into submission. This is a big piece of the puzzle, when we look back on a narcissistic relationship and think, how did they end up having so much control over me? Because in all of those little moments, it was often easier to give in to them, than it was to go against the grain. Their control was tightening on you without you even realizing it. 11. Public humiliation. Despite appearances, narcissists have incredibly fragile egos. Their whole false reality dictates that they must be seen as being the best, most knowledgeable, most skilled, and most adored in the world. To publicly lose, be called out, or be made a mockery of, even if it's just a perception in their mind, is utterly humiliating for them. Public humiliation causes a massive narcissistic injury, which is the trigger of a deep inner wound, probably around shame and rejection in this case. The narcissist's biggest unconscious fear is being found out, and having their whole charade come undone. Being humiliated in a public setting is a direct threat towards their entire false self. Don't expect the narcissist to take humiliation lightly. They may lash out, devalue others, make a scene, or laugh it off as though they're not fazed. However, they will quite often rage at and punish their perceived perpetrator, after the event in retaliation. Tread lightly before publicly humiliating a narcissist. 12. Pit them against authority. Have you ever noticed how quickly a narcissist will get their back up, when they think they're being told what to do? That's because they absolutely despise authority. The narcissist does not believe that they need to answer to anyone outside of themselves, because they are the ultimate authority. Narcissists will often have conflicts at work, school and with the law, because having to follow a simple instruction from anyone else is utterly beneath them. Narcissists are the ones who are regularly quitting jobs, because everyone else is being difficult. They'll struggle with the simplest of tasks at school and work because, how dare you tell me what to do? Don't you know who I am? They're the ones always on the verge of losing their license, because the road rules are for mere mortals, not them. Then they'll manage to manipulate someone else into taking the demerit points for them, using guilt tactics. Again, the narcissist takes no responsibility for their behavior and will continue to reoffend forevermore. If you really want to make a narcissist miserable, let them bear the full brunt of authority figures, without bailing them out or playing into their pity parties. 13. Call them out on their behavior. The trick to calling a narcissist out isn't by addressing the actual words they're using, because that's where they'll win every time with their twisted rebukes. You need to call them out on their actions. Examples of calling out narcissistic behavior: why are you trying to manipulate me? Why do you keep interrupting me? Why do you keep bouncing onto different topics? Why do you refuse to let me speak? The idea is to stay absolutely calm and show no emotion at all. This is about their behavior, and as long as you can keep your emotions out of it, they will have nothing to trigger you with. I'm not leading you into any false illusions that the narcissist will ever admit or agree with what you're saying. Their psychological state is wired to avoid self-acknowledgement at all costs. However, you do get the chance to clearly state that, I see your game and I'm not playing. You can expect them to continue to rant, rage, gaslight, manipulate, play the victim and accuse you of horrendous things, which you know you're not guilty of. This is when you pick up your bag and exit the conversation, or hang up the phone. You are under absolutely no obligation to listen to any more of their delusional lies. 14. Don't validate their false reality. More than anything, narcissists need others to be constantly validating their reality for them. Whether they're playing the victim or painting themselves as the amazing hero, they need people to go along with it. This is where it's important to hold on to your own truth, and detach from their storyline. Learning to disengage from the words coming out of their mouth is a very powerful tactic for making a narcissist miserable. Don't ask questions that will lead you into their rabbit hole, and don't show any pity, concern or interest in their false reality. This is highly relevant in this world of social media. Every reaction and comment a narcissist gets online is another confirmation for them that their false reality truly does exist. Their world has nothing to do with truth, and everything to do with image and perception. For more information on narcissism, head to unmaskingthenarc.com.